Tell us a little bit about your most memorable deal. The one that kind of still sticks with you today.
Well, you know what? I think the most memorable deal I've done is the one I just closed. I bought a house at the auction for $111,000, and it had like appraised value of like 250, 260.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking this is going to be a home run. This is going to be easy.
Right.
I get over there and see the house after I purchase it,
Mhm.
and it needed everything.
Like everything, total rehab, reset.
Total ripping the subfloor out because they had like 8 or 10 cats and dogs, and I guess the people had died and the cats were and dogs were just left in the house.
Oof.
It was crazy. I mean, it was so bad people wouldn't even enter the house without wearing respirators.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Okay. So
Yeah.
how did that resolve itself? Like, are you still working on it?
No, I found the sucker.
Oh.
Because one of the things I try to explain to people is you got to know when to say when
Mhm.
in this business. And sometimes you don't want to throw good money after bad. So you have to know where your comfort level is. I don't normally do total rehabs because it's really hard to coordinate and find people that can do that won't charge you exorbitant rates.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
know.
so so what I did is I dumped a few $1,000s in it, I cleaned it out, put in a new furnace, air conditioning unit, and then I sold it to someone else and let them take it the rest of the way.
See, but that's cool though. I don't even think that's even selling it to a sucker. When you've cleaned it up, I've done that a few times. You take up a thing that needs a little bit of love because that person that bought it, he might not have even looked at it if he had seen it when you got it, right?
Well, you know what? It's funny because he was a lot of times out of state investors are your biggest headache and your biggest friend because I don't know if you're familiar with Cleveland, but this house was near a place called Tremont,
Hmm.
but it wasn't Tremont.
Okay.
So he's pulling comps based on Tremont.
Mm.
So he's
Okay.
like, yeah, this place, this square footage, this many bedrooms and baths, it's got to be worth 350. And I'm sitting there like,
Okay.
write that check. Yeah, there you go. So he's like, the most I could give you for it is like 160 and I'll pay all the fees. And this guy really thought he was getting over on me
Mm.
because he was basing his decision on Tremont.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, I let him talk me into it. And sometimes you just want to call back in 90 days, like, hey, how's that working out for you?
I hope it's working out well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. So what's one of the biggest lessons that you learned in real estate?
Um, find a system that works for you and just repeat it. Don't, sometimes we all want to expand and grow and this and that. And that sometimes that's a recipe for failure.
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to find your niche and just master it.
Hmm. Okay. Find your
You know,
niche and master it.
yeah. I mean, because one of the, it's so funny because one of the things I noticed is like at one point, General Motors was the largest automaker in the world,
Hmm.
but they lost billions of dollars every quarter because they were just too all over the place.
Hmm.
At some point, you have to find what you're good at and do it. And that's it.
Yeah. What is it? Do it, repeat, and rinse, repeat.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you play golf. The number one thing you learn when you play golf is just to have a repeatable swing
Hmm.
so that when you hit the ball, it'll normally go the same place that you want it to go.
Right, right. You don't want to go military golf left and right every time you hit it.
Yeah, just find a swing that works for you. You're not Tiger Woods. You're not going to drive it 400 yards and just repeat it and get good at the basics. Like I'm to the point now I can look at a house now and just say, you know what, that might be a little further than I want to go.
Hmm.
Because certain houses should be bought by people that are contractors.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. People who have that insight, because that's the only way you're gonna make money off some houses.
Well, people that can do the work themselves, because that's the number one expense in this business no one talks about. the people, the subcontractor. I mean, the general contractor fee.
Mm-hmm.
You can make decent money in this business if you just eliminate general contractors, because all they're doing is calling people to come do a job for you.
Right.
You can do that yourself.
True. Yeah.
So there you go.
Depending on your level of busyness or what kind of interest you got all over the place, but like you're saying, you want to follow a niche, follow one particular path, then yes, that is a good option.